What's poppin', internet? Welcome to the bonus content that we're doing this weekend for E3
special
where today
edition.
we're going to be going over a bunch of things, but right now in this specific episode we're going to be going over the Xbox, the Xbox and Bethesda conference, where we're going to talk about all the things that were announced there. This is take two because we tried it for the first time. We went, almost 15 minutes and realized our mics were off, which was hilarious.
Yep.
Our sound
Good thing
guys,
we caught it.
Yeah, no, our sound guys are gone, so we don't really have anyone right now. But we're just gonna get right into it. Again, we're gonna go a little bit faster than normal. I'm just gonna skip the housekeeping and stuff, and let's just get right into it. If you like our show, support us on Patreon, all that stuff. Links below, all that jazz. So anyway, they started it off. Starfield teaser with a release date of 11/11/2022. They didn't show any gameplay. They just showed a little bit of a cinematic. We only know a little bit more about the world. We know you work for a company called the Constellation. We know that there's something to do with a field of stars.
But we don't know what you're doing.
Yeah,
or why
we know
things
that
are happening.
You can fly around in a ship.
There wasn't any conflict introduced.
Yeah,
nothing like that.
They showed a person flying off of a planet, and then just the release date of 11/11/2022. So get excited for that. Then they followed that up with Stalker 2 for April 28th. A game that didn't really do nothing for me, but if you're a Stalker fan, get excited for that. Followed that up with Back 4 Blood, an announcement that is coming to Game Pass day and date and coming out on October 22nd.
I've said it before. I'm mostly excited about this because of the the Game Pass and multiplayer aspects.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to pay $60 just to play Back 4 Blood for a couple hours.
Yeah.
Because it's on Game Pass, I definitely will play it.
Definitely will play it. Then they followed that up with a cinematic teaser for a game that looked like a heist game called Contraband, which was a co-op open world, you assume shooter. We assume it's a heist game from the cinematic because of the nature of it. But
it kind of implies that you work with your friend, or maybe you can play it alone. I don't know, but it said co-op adventure, and you work on stealing stuff, heists, getting away, things like that.
Didn't get any gameplay though. Followed that up with an announcement for June 22nd, a free expansion to Sea of Thieves, Pirates of the Caribbean crossover, which is nice.
A lot of Johnny Depp.
Well,
I think that's really
not Johnny Depp, but
fake Johnny Depp.
Fake Johnny Depp
And Davy Jones. I think are the two characters there that
and Calypso. Calypso was there. And then they announced Yakuza Like a Dragon was coming to Game Pass today. So if you're excited for the Yakuza games, Like a Dragon is on Game Pass. They're all on there now. Yeah,
looks goofy.
Then
looks fun.
The gameplay reveal for Battlefield 2042 was announced. Not coming to Game Pass, unfortunately, like we expected. But they showed off some of the grapple hook gameplay. They showed off some of the big crazy battles going on, and then they showed off the weather, basically confirming that the weather is like a tornado. You can fly around in the tornado and still shoot
It looked
shit.
like constant action, very fun. It looks exciting.
Yeah,
it got me excited about it.
Yeah, and then confirmed that it was just the attachments that you change in mid-battle, and that you could probably just equip a couple of different attachments that you would like, and while you're in some downtime, switch those up a little bit, which looked real cool, real nice. Followed that up with a release date, also on Game Pass, the Willem Dafoe, Daisy Ridley, and James McAvoy indie game, 12 Minutes, which we've all been very excited for, August 19th.
If you don't know what it is, it's like a time loop kind of thing where you're stuck at these 12 minutes and you live them over and over.
Do things
I'm interested
differently.
to see where it goes.
Of course. And then for you on August 25th, Psychonauts 2, a little bit further than you wanted.
Yeah, I wanted the out today shadow drop, but no.
No, not quite.
That's
not
a Nintendo
quite.
only thing, I guess.
Yeah. And then 10 more Bethesda games were announced to be coming to Game Pass. And yeah, keep in mind, most of these games are coming to Game Pass. The majority of these games.
Nearly everything we say.
Yeah, nearly everything. Just a few that are not, like Battlefield, Diablo, and Far Cry 6. But 10 more Bethesda games to Game Pass. For PC Game Pass, you have Arx Fatalis, Fallout 2, Fallout Tactics. And then for console Game Pass, you have Dishonored, Death of the Outsider, Doom, Evil Within 2, Rage, Wolfenstein 2, and Fallout 3. So get stoked about that. That's really exciting.
Lots of games.
Then they showed off a new expansion for Fallout 76 called Steel Rain, which had to do with the Brotherhood of Steel.
Yeah, very Civil War kind of thing. You choose a path, and you kind of, I guess, you get a different
Pick
experience.
a side. It looked like maybe the Minutemen or something, but it was like choose Liberty or choose something.
Yeah.
And then later on next year, another expansion called The Pit. Welcome to the Pit Expeditions.
Taking place in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. So, and it looks like you might be going outside of the normal because you're in Virginia, because it's called the Expedition, the Pit, that you are in a different location. So that's really, really exciting. Then for Elder Scrolls Online, they announced that it's going to be getting a next-gen upgrade. Well, it is now got a next-gen upgrade for Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S, which is real nice. Still no crossplay.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
Which really sucks. Then the Gang Beasts style game, not made by the same company that made Gang Beasts, but very much is Gang Beasts, just with more animal skins and some extra different stuff tossed in there. Party Animals for 2022. So if you liked Gang Beasts.
So is Gang Beasts technically under the Microsoft umbrella?
I don't.
Because Double Fine published it.
Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
But I don't know if the developer. Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea. But Party Animal looked real nice. Then Hades with its Xbox console debut coming to Game Pass on August 13th.
I might revisit. I might just for the achievements.
Just for the achievements, of course.
Love me some Zagreus. Love me some Hades.
I know that music came in and you were like, oh, shit.
Into the Blood? It's the Blood, whatever it's called. Oh, so good. I love that game.
Then showed off a game called Somerville coming out in 2022.
We had some questions about this one.
Yeah, it's an indie game that seems to be in the style of Kentucky Route Zero, more of like the Annapurna style, walking simulator style game, but there was a lot of weird shit going on.
I can't tell if you're like the main guy, but it seems mostly like the focus is that you're the dude who's just trying to get his family to safety in the middle of this kind of outbreak
crazy shit going
problem,
on.
Whatever's going on.
Yeah, but we didn't really get any more details on that. Then a Halo Informatic. Informatic is what I was about to say.
That's got to be a word, right?
Yeah, I don't know, maybe. A Halo Infinite cinematic showcasing some of the start of the story. Seems like they might be retconning a little bit of what happened in Halo 5, but you can't really tell. They showed off some stuff about how Cortana was gone because she had been deleted and replaced by a different AI, and that Master Chief's mission was to take her to the Infinite and delete her, and that this new AI was supposed to be deleted after that and never was. And he was like, oh, that's good, let's go, we got to figure out what's going on because obviously you weren't deleted. Then they shut off the multiplayer, and once again reiterating that it's coming out free to play for everyone, the multiplayer version of Halo 5.
I'm very excited. I cannot wait to get back into some Halo. I think the multiplayer is going to be very fun. I think it's going to be alive because it's free to play.
And it's going to be nice. You can play Halo multiplayer for free if you want, and if you want to play that campaign, just throw in a $10 get that Game Pass for a month.
Or if it's your first time, $1.
$1 and get in
some
there.
Halo for a month and
Halo, the campaign.
You can't beat that deal.
And then you'll never lose. You'll go over to multiplayer, and even if your Game Pass elapses, you'll still have the multiplayer, still be able to play it, which is crazy deal. Then for September 23rd of this year, Diablo 2 Remastered was shown off, looking a little janky, but it's Diablo 2. It's an old game.
I think it looked how they wanted it to look.
Yeah.
It's got the very retro kind of look and feel to it. Very much looks like Diablo 2, the original. Doesn't do anything for me as somebody who hasn't played it. I'm not excited to like try and re-enter that world.
Yeah, of course. Then they showed off A Plague's Tale Requiem, which was the sequel to A Plague's Tale Innocence. If you haven't played it, is a kind of walking simulator, but not quite style game. There was a little more into it than just walking simulator. I know me and Jordan played it and really, really enjoyed it, and it was nice. But it showed off like a new area. It seems like the rats still. The problem was when the E3 stream was. It was running a little
in
weird.
And out. It wasn't working very well.
So it looked like it was still a swarm of rats. Completely different area. Completely a new game. Doesn't seem to be a DLC. It was new characters. So Plague's Tale Requiem coming out. That's real nice. Then they showed off more gameplay for Far Cry 6. Of course, Ubisoft milking the fuck out of Far Cry 6 this weekend, getting them the most out of their marketing that they can get for this game. So
they've been in almost every conference.
Yeah, it wasn't anything new. Just more. That's it. Just more. Then Slime Rancher 2 was announced for 2022, kind of out of the blue, but it was,
I'm really excited for this game. Honestly.
Yeah, really excited for you and exciting for me because I liked the first one. I never ended up beating it, but I very much enjoyed playing it.
Yeah, it's a very easy turn off your mind, kind of relax, enjoy some simple gameplay.
Yeah, and that comes out next year. Showed off a bunch of new slime types, some rainbow shit going on.
It looks very familiar. It doesn't look too different from the original.
Yeah, I agree. Then they showed off a snowboarding game called Shredders, which we thought was SSX Tricky. To begin with, and then I thought maybe it was Riders Republic, but then turns out
thought Steep too.
Yeah,
well, I didn't actually think it was SSX Tricky. It looked too realistic. Yeah, kind of. It didn't look that cool though.
Yeah, with Riders Republic coming out this year, I'm not sure that this game could be super successful because Riders Republic has that snowboarding section.
I don't know how either.
But this is next year in December, so maybe they'll have time. Then they showed off Atomic Heart, which I didn't write anything for. Do you remember what that was?
It was really weird. It was the one I said was Dead Island.
That was the one that there was like mannequins that had come to life. There was a dude with telekinetic powers and he was fighting robots
and zombie robots, and it was some weird stuff.
I don't know what the fuck is going on in there. Then they showed off a really cool 2D game that we thought looked really tight called Replaced in 2022 with some really interesting camera work.
It seemed, I don't know, it just looked cool. I don't know how the camera work's going to fit in very well with the actual combat style of the game or how it even works in general, but it looks
for a 2D
phenomenal.
pixel art style game, it really looked cool as shit. Agreed. Then they showed off more for Grounded, which I didn't realize they had added so much to Grounded since I last played, but they showed off the Shroom and Doom update coming out on June 30th that showed off.
You can sit.
You can sit, and has mushrooms, zip lines, It has pets now.
Big spider
called the Brood Mother, which is like a little raid-style boss. All coming on June 30th for any of you grounded players out there. Then for Among Us, they showed off. It's coming soon to Game Pass, especially with its new 15-player lobbies and shit like that. Really cool for Among Us players. That's tight. Love to see it. Then this JRPG style game that you thought looked kind of cool. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Ayuden or Euden. Ayuden Chronicle 100 Heroes, and then Ayuden Chronicle Rising 100 Heroes coming out in 2022, and then Ayuden Chronicle Rising coming out in 2023. Did nothing for me. I don't know if it did anything for you.
Not really.
Because
it looked interesting. Was that the one that was very Octopath Travelers?
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
It
looked interesting. I don't know. Because it's so similar to Octopath, it's not like a new cool thing that I'm excited for.
They showed off some stuff in there that wasn't in Octopath. That was a little different than
the combat looked better.
Yeah. But it still looked very Octopath, and the graphical style and the combat and everything looked very Octopath. But next year and the year after for these weird games. Then they showed off The Ascent. Finally gave it a release date because right now it was just slated for summer of July 29th. I couldn't see if it was June or July 29th, but Chance in the Discord said it was July 29th, so that's what I wrote down. The Ascent, of course, the 4-player Diablo-style cyberpunk shooter game, which is coming out to Game Pass day and date, 4-player co-op, July 29th. I'm very, very excited for that, so that's exciting. Then they showed off Age of Empires 4 for October 28th, which is exciting for Age of Empires players. Age of Empires does nothing for me, even though I like Civ.
It looks nice. I think it'll be... I'm interested to play it on console because it's always been a PC game in my head, but maybe I'll give it a shot. It's on Game Pass.
Yeah. Then in a jokey style trailer, which was out of the blue and completely unexpected for me, especially since Obsidian still working on Outer Worlds DLC, still working on Avowed and Grounded, they announced an Outer Worlds 2.
Yeah. They pretty much said nothing to show but the logo and the name.
And the narrator was making jokes of like, oh, this is the silhouette of our character because we haven't finished the design and we have nothing to show you except the title.
Yeah. So it was a pretty fun trailer, but nothing else besides the name.
Yeah. Then they finally announced in July you're going to get the console release of Microsoft Flight Simulator, which was very, very exciting. And that's July 27th, and a Top Gun expansion.
We were joking, and somebody was like, DLC for Flight Simulator?
That was
we're
Spencer.
Like, how do you...
That was Spencer, yeah.
How do you make DLC to Flight Simulator?
Yeah, and
then there was.
Yeah, and who was it? Chance was kind of on Spencer's ass, was like, how are they going to add DLC to the world?
Yeah.
And it was just... No.
And then they said Top Gun. And you're like, stupid. I'm an idiot.
We're dumb. Then they did a really in-depth deep dive to Forza Horizon 5 coming out on November 9th.
And holy shit, that's the best looking game I've seen on the Xbox.
That game looks so good. They announced that it's being set in Mexico. I know a lot of people were wondering if it was set in Japan. They announced they showed off a bunch of the different biomes in Mexico, some of the cities, the volcano. They drove on top of the volcano to see how far you could see and how good it looked. They showed off sections that we thought were just still videos of Mexico and then transitioned immediately into gameplay.
And they said, we built this by using still images and 24-hour footage of Mexico.
Yeah, he said we went for several days. We went to Mexico and shot 24-hour, footage of the sky.
Footage, yeah.
And so it was just like crazy, and it looked damn incredible. Forza Horizon 5, November 9th. Get super excited if you want to
go watch that. I think that's crazy to see how good things can look on the Xbox.
And if you want to get a little taste of that, Forza Horizon 4, of course, is on Game Pass, and I still stand by how good that game is, and I will probably once I finish Ratchet and Clank keep on trucking with it until Forza Horizon 5 comes out because man, that looked super crisp. A bunch of new game modes and things coming to that, like a battle royale and like this pinata game mode, a bunch of cool shit. Then they to follow it out with the one more thing, they announced a vampire co-op open world shooter where it looks like you're fighting vampires. It was just a cinematic coming in summer 2022.
And it's from Arcane Studios?
From Arcane, called Redfall, which looked kind of cool.
It looked really interesting.
It looked like a 4-player character because, kind of Left 4 Dead style because it's like 4 specific characters. They kind of had, some of them had superpowers. The
psychic powers.
Sniper dude had like a weird glowy eye. There was a girl who could make a ghost elevator. There was a guy who had a robot. Shit like that.
There was some cool stuff. I think it's a very interesting trailer. I'm excited to see more on that IP.
I need gameplay.
But that's all we got for that.
Yeah, definitely vampires though, because he had a stake gun. And they were eating people, and there was a dude covering the sun in black.
I like it.
Yeah,
interesting IP to me.
I was into it, and that was it for the Xbox and Bethesda showcase, which all in all, I would say was good.
My favorite so far. Obviously, a little biased. I have an Xbox. Seeing all these games, I get all these games immediately. So,
yeah, of course.
Very excited.
Game Pass, undefeated, and this showcase just goes to show the next year is going to keep Game Pass undefeated. So that's really nice. But I would rate this infinitely higher than the Gearbox showcase from yesterday.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
much higher.
Yeah, and then the Square Enix showcase is going to be starting shortly, which we will be doing a video and an episode over that. So we're going to we're going to go ahead and get out of your guys' hair. Because we got to go ahead and go watch that and then record a video for that. So thank you for watching or listening to this bonus episode recapping the Bethesda and Bethesda and Microsoft E3 showcase. Hopefully you guys got some good shit out of that. If you didn't get a chance to watch it, and you could listen to this episode and figure out some things that you want to play or want to do, whatever, and get excited for Game Pass, of course. Pay that $1 for the 3 months if you haven't done it yet. But thank you for watching or listening to this bonus episode of the Synced Up Podcast, and we will see y'all in a few hours.
Yes, we will.
Goodbye.
Peace.